Super Mario 64 was basically the first 3D platformer, and yet it's still one of the absolute best. It really stands out as a timeless masterpiece. Well, the gameplay is pretty timeless. The graphics are definitely timeful. And like any timeless masterpiece, it's not going away, no matter which console you're playing on. If you buy 3D All-Stars on the Switch, now you really don't need your Wii. But there was one system that it came to in a different form.
Mario.
Some might consider Super Mario 64 DS to just be a weird little spin-off handheld version of the original, with a couple of gimmicks to make kids playing forget how old it is. But on top of upgraded graphics and new characters, it introduces several whole new levels, and really a different story overall than the original has. And also PvP, the proven best way to stop having friends. Assuming you have friends. It's clear that quite a lot of work was put into this to truly make it its own game. After all, it's a full remake, not just a remaster. This game was my first experience with Mario 64, and it's responsible for getting me and a whole generation into a several decades old game that I'm not sure many of us ever would have tried. Around this game's release, during the reign of eye damage and arthritis, there were two types of Mario 64 DS players. Those who had things to do and a life to live and couldn't be bothered to run around punching the wall to see if Waluigi was going to jump out. And then there was us, the fearless expeditionaries, trekking dangerous and unknown territories with an unbending purpose, to get this guy. But also to make funny stuff happen. Enter glitch hunting, a phenomenon where kids get so bored that they run around and do things in a funny order to see if the game doesn't happen right. It's easy to minimize it down to that, since technically that's what it is. But in reality, it comes from the same thing that speedrunning does. A real love for the game, even after completing it multiple times. You've done everything that Nintendo wants you to do, but you still want there to be more. So you make your own games. You do challenges like beating the game without dying, or collecting coins, or beating it as quickly as possible. And one of these challenges was to find something new. Something that you could make the character or world do that nobody else ever has. Of course, what everybody was talking about was unlocking the fifth character, Waluigi. And while it may be hilarious to go around forums and look at posts from people who really did believe that he existed, you can't really blame them. There were all kinds of reasons that he should have been in the game. There are 4 character doors in the changing room. Mario and Luigi on the left, and on the right, Wario and this generic white door with a star in it. It really seemed like this was meant to be Waluigi's door at some point in the design of this room. Or maybe it was supposed to be a dedicated door for Yoshi. Plus, this adjacent room has a polka dotted pattern floor with 4 colors: red, green, yellow, and purple. This seems like it's looking too far into things, but Nintendo likes to put these kinds of details in their games. It's really not that far-fetched to think that when this pattern was designed, they intended on adding Waluigi. So the hunt was on. Thousands of children were busy wasting their time in the most creative ways, trying to trigger some impossibly specific and obscure set of inputs or actions to unlock this secret character. I did some Waluigi hunting myself. It was always my belief that this elevator in Big Boo's haunt was the key. If you could only punch every one of these bricks on the way down, Waluigi would certainly be waiting at the bottom. I also used to think Asia and Egypt were the same thing, so don't put too much time into this method. But not everyone was out for fortune and glory. Some of us were content with finding minor but cool glitches to share, just to say that you found something. Not me, I was going straight for Waluigi. If you look on YouTube with the before 2007 or 2008 tag, you'll find some videos of people sharing glitches that they or their friends found. If you really want to call this video. Look, it's some kind of display, but video is a bit generous. And while you're looking, there will be a few recurring uploaders. You'll start to recognize a few names here and there. These are the Chads among Chads. Channels like Skiko Now, Really Tall, Yodelatry, and Swordless Link were uploading demonstrations of glitch after glitch. They might not have found all of these, but they were the ones sharing them. I'd like to tell you more about the original pioneers of these glitches, but unfortunately that information is mostly lost to time. Channels get deleted and so do their videos. Forum sites go down and credit gets misattributed. I was able to locate a few original finds, like the discovery of Flooding Tall Tall Mountain by Striker F2, made public on a Newgrounds forum in June 2005. But they were mostly minor glitches. Most of the more notable ones seem to have just become common knowledge, like they just popped up with no specific finder. This was probably either because the glitch was relatively easy to do, and so who found it first wasn't really important since everyone was finding it independently, or it's just something that isn't documented anywhere easy to find. This stuff is really interesting to watch and read, but how would you go about finding your own glitches? Are there even any left to find? Is there a process to use, or is it just random luck? Can Wario really be considered a playable character? I wanted answers to all of these questions, so I tried playing Wario. Then I tried looking for a glitch of my own. It went about as well as you'd imagine. After a few hours, the best I came up with is this. He goes underwater when you grab the ledge. You can also use the Power Flower on Mario to float back up here once the town is drained, which isn't really a glitch, just kinda cool. There was quite a lot of glitchy stuff, but nothing that was really a glitch on its own, except for this. I guess it goes to show how polished the game actually is given the amount of mechanics and level features. Or it just goes to show how bad I am at finding this stuff. I guess this game is 16 years old now, so finding something that nobody else ever has in a few hours isn't very likely. But it was certainly worth a try, and I guess I can say I found this. I hope you found this video fun or interesting or something. I'm gonna try and upload DS related content like this semi-frequently. Let me know stuff in the comments and click all the good buttons and don't click the bad ones. Thanks.